Buckle up because the dream of cheap electric driving is hitting a massive reality check. Dave McQuilling is blowing the whistle on the hidden costs of fast charging that are leaving many owners shocked at the pump. We are talking about fees that in some cases actually exceed the cost of traditional gasoline. Get ready to rethink your road trip strategy because the math on charging is changing fast.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the Pop Sockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Could your parked electric vehicle actually be a gold mine sitting in your driveway? The University of Delaware and Exelon Corporation have dropped a game-changing report on vehicle-to-grid technology. They have officially proven that your car can earn you thousands of dollars a year by selling power back to the grid. This is not just a theory anymore. This is a real-world financial play for EV owners. Xiaomi is drawing a hard line in the sand for the future of their electric lineup. CEO Lei Jun has officially ruled out any budget models priced below $13,800 despite the intense pressure of the market. He is betting big on the high-end SU7 to keep their momentum surging instead of diving into a race to the bottom. It is a bold strategic shift that defines exactly where this tech giant is heading. Honda is getting creative to stay in the EV game with their new Fastport venture and the nimble eQuad cargo bike. They are teaming up with third-lane mobility, Bird, and Spin to dominate urban bike lanes with these pedal-powered machines. It is a massive move to reshape how cities handle delivery while navigating a tricky regulatory landscape. Stay ahead of the curve and make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for all the latest updates. Remember when buying an electric vehicle was sold as the ultimate hack to stop paying for gas forever? You were promised a sleek, quiet ride and an end to those painful stops at the pump. But lately, something has shifted. If you're relying on those high-speed public chargers, the math isn't just changing, it's starting to hurt. I recently took a Lucid Gravity out for a spin, and when it came time to plug in at a level 3 charger, the cost of going from 10% to 80% was a staggering $55. I started digging into the numbers, and it turns out I'm not the only one feeling the sting. Reddit is currently a war zone of frustrated owners realizing that in certain scenarios, fueling an EV at a fast charger is actually more expensive per mile than filling up a gas guzzler. Here is the reality. That initial promise of free or dirt-cheap charging has mostly evaporated. Back in the day, manufacturers practically threw free charging at you to sweeten the deal. But now, you're often at the mercy of surge pricing. Just like an airline ticket or an Uber during rush hour, charging networks now hike their prices when the grid is strained. In some places, you're looking at over $1 per kilowatt hour. When you crunch the numbers against a 25-mile-per-gallon gas car, some fast chargers aren't just competing with gas prices, they're beating them in the worst way possible. Networks like Electrify America, V2G, and even Tesla are navigating a complex world of peak hours and subscription tiers just to keep the lights on. It's a frustrating tax on the very convenience that was supposed to make EVs superior. We are being told to embrace the 20-minute charge, but if that 20 minutes costs more than a full tank of gas, the appeal starts to fade fast. Now, look, the silver lining is still home charging. If you can plug in overnight at home, you're still miles ahead of the game, often paying a fraction of what you'd spend at a public stall. But for those who live in apartments or rely on road trips, the dream of affordable electric travel is hitting a very expensive reality check. Are you an EV owner feeling this pinch at the pump, or have you managed to escape the surge pricing trap? Drop a comment below and let me know how you're making it work. And remember, the real cost of innovation isn't always on the sticker price. It's in the fine print you only see once you're already plugged in. Imagine your car actually paying you back for sitting in the driveway. It sounds like science fiction, but thanks to some groundbreaking new data, it might soon be your reality. We're talking about vehicle-to-grid, or V2G, technology, and the numbers coming out of a recent University of Delaware and Delmarva Power Pilot program are nothing short of a game changer. Here is the breakdown. Researchers found that a standard V2G-enabled passenger electric vehicle could pocket its owner up to $359 a year just by storing and feeding energy back into the power grid when demand spikes. And if you're operating heavier-duty electric vehicles, the potential jumps to a staggering $9,000 annually per vehicle. This isn't just pocket change. It's a total shift in how we view the ROI of electric transportation. Professor Willett Kempton, the visionary who actually invented this tech nearly 3 decades ago, notes that the pilot proves this isn't just a laboratory curiosity. It's a scalable, economic powerhouse. By replacing fuel-burning generators with your parked EV, you aren't just making money, you're cleaning up the grid as you do it. It's that rare sweet spot where environmental responsibility meets pure financial incentive. Now, the challenge is shifting from specialized retrofits to mass-market adoption. Kempton is pushing for automakers and charging station companies to bake this tech directly into the factory line. Because when you consider the production costs compared to that multi-thousand-dollar yearly return, the logic is undeniable. So, what do you think? Would a car that pays for itself finally tip the scales for you to go electric? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more updates on the future of energy. After all, the best way to predict the future is to power it yourself. Think you can pick up a Xiaomi electric vehicle on the cheap anytime soon? Think again. CEO Lei Jun has just poured cold water on the idea of a budget-friendly Xiaomi EV, officially drawing a line in the sand at the 100,000 yuan mark. That is roughly $13,800 USD. During a recent live stream, Lei made it crystal clear. Xiaomi isn't looking to join the cutthroat price war happening at the bottom of the market. Why the hesitation? Well, it comes down to the tech. Lei argues that building a truly intelligent vehicle is an expensive endeavor. When you are packing in high-end software ecosystems and advanced hardware, your margins shrink fast. Just look at the new SU7. It features over 100 upgrades compared to its predecessor. Even though the material costs jumped by nearly $3,000, Xiaomi only bumped the retail price by about $550. They are clearly absorbing a lot of that R&D cost to keep the value high for their customers, rather than stripping the car down to hit a lower price point. And honestly, the market seems to be fine with that strategy. Xiaomi saw 15,000 orders for the 2026 SU7 in just 34 minutes. That is massive traction, proving that consumers are hungry for premium tech, not just a bare-bones commuter car. This is a smart move when you look at the current state of China's EV landscape. The entry-level segment is currently a bloodbath, characterized by high volatility and shrinking sales, especially as tax incentives dry up. We are seeing major players in the budget hatch category struggling, with year-on-year sales plummeting for some of the biggest names in the game. Lei Jun isn't naive about the pressure this puts on his company, either. He candidly admitted that being under the public microscope is intense, and he is pushing for more direct, transparent communication to bridge the gap between complex engineering and consumer perception. Xiaomi is choosing a lane and sticking to it. They want to be the brand for intelligent, premium driving experiences, not a volume-first budget manufacturer. So, what do you think? Is Xiaomi making the right call by avoiding the budget segment, or are they leaving too much of the market on the table? Drop a comment below and let me know your take. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the future of electric mobility. Remember, in the race for the future, it is not always about who is the cheapest. It is about who can deliver the most intelligence. Have you ever wondered if the future of urban transport isn't a sleek, self-driving electric car, but something much smaller, simpler, and surprisingly pedal-powered? While Honda's main electrification plans in the US have hit some major speed bumps lately, they are taking a fascinating detour. They have just teamed up with Third Lane Mobility, the parent company behind Bird and Spin, to unleash a new wave of tiny, electric-assisted cargo vehicles onto our city streets. Say hello to the eQuad, a four-wheeled cargo bike that is literally designed to conquer the chaos of modern bike lanes. It sounds clever, right? The eQuad is just 48 inches wide, meaning it fits perfectly where standard delivery trucks simply can't go. It even won a 2025 Red Dot Best of the Best Design Award for its smart, approachable layout that feels familiar enough for any cyclist to hop on. But let's be real for a second. Is this the solution we need, or are we just adding more clutter to an already crowded space? Bike lanes are already a chaotic mix of joggers, wrong-way riders, and delivery e-bikes, and adding four-wheeled cargo pods into the mix is bound to raise some eyebrows. Is the trade-off worth it if it keeps giant, polluting delivery vans off the road? I want to hear your take. Do you see these as a genius innovation or just another obstacle in the bike lane? What makes this venture, called Fastport, actually interesting is its fleet-as-a-service approach. We're talking about real-time data, OTA updates, and a modular battery swapping system that uses Honda's mobile power packs. These 22-pound batteries are a game changer because they solve the biggest headache in EV ownership: charging downtime. While the US has famously dragged its feet on widespread battery swapping, mostly because we can't seem to decide on a standard, Honda's setup is ready to go today. It's the kind of practical, low-barrier electrification that might actually gain traction when high-end consumer EVs face economic or political headwinds. Speaking of politics, it's a strange time for the industry. While the broader energy policy environment in the US feels murky, there's a flicker of hope in the micro-mobility sector. Just recently, the industry dodged a major bullet when proposed tariffs on imported e-bikes and frames were walked back. It's a win that shows, despite the uncertainty, the demand for these smaller, more efficient transport options is only growing. Whether it's food delivery or campus operations, Honda is betting big that the future of the American city is small, swappable, and pedal-driven. If you want to stay updated on how this battle for the streets plays out, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. In a world chasing the next big luxury EV, is the humble e-bike actually the secret weapon to saving our cities?